Hey guys, I'm back. This is gwyned, doing a standard Pauper Deck-Tech on my Izzet Delver that I played in MPDC 15-1. This is game 3. My opponent is playing blue-white, kind of mid-rangey, and I won the first game, he won the second, and now we're back for the third game of the match. So let's get started. Excuse me. And here's my opener. Have 2 islands for the Aether Adept. Have all my colors. Have a flashback card. This is definitely a keep. My opponent keeps as well. Go ahead and play out the island. And pass the turn back. Opponent does likewise. Here I'm going to go ahead and obviously play out the mountain. Have the choice of either think twice or incinerate. Almost certainly going to play incinerate, and it reps that I have mana leak, which will probably prevent my opponent from playing. But he just goes ahead and drops a Perilous Mirror. And I don't know, and I go ahead here and just play Think Twice out, draw another card. And presumably here now I'll just go ahead and play out the Manic Vandal. I could also bounce it with Aether Adept. Either way, I could see that being valid. So yeah, I just go ahead and bounce it for the first and send it back to his hand. And he will probably just replay it, which he does, and finds a Delver of Secrets as well. Draw into Forbidden Alchemy, which is going to be very helpful. Let's see here. Presumably, well, a couple different things I could do. I could just go ahead and swing in and trade off the Aether Adept for the Perilous Mirror. And I could also play out the Manic Vandal, which would almost certainly trade for the Perilous Mirror as well. And then that would actually allow me to get in with the Aether Adept, whereas if I don't do that, yeah, I think that was, again, that was the wrong play. It would have been better to play out the Manic Vandal, go ahead and trade for the Perilous Mirror, and then the way is clear for the Aether Adept. And here, I assume he will go ahead and block with the Perilous Mirror and trade off. So the result is similar, because either way I end up with a 2-2, but the difference is that I would have gotten in for 2. So, again, just not playing my best. Apologize for that. And now playing the Manic Vandal doesn't even make sense. So, yeah, just go ahead and pass the turn. Presumably into turn, I will be casting Forbidden Alchemy unless my opponent manages to transform, which he does not. Has had terrible luck with transforming his Delvers. I don't think he's managed to do it yet. So obviously he swings in here and plays out a Doomed Traveler. Again, playing around Mana Leak. Goes ahead and casts Ponder, realizing I probably don't have it at this point, and chooses not to shuffle. And here I'll go ahead and play Forbidden Alchemy. Here, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that I'll keep the Delver. Happy to see all that land go away and draw into the second Delver. So we'll go ahead and get both those. Oh, I just cast one. Interesting. Probably should have cast the other one. Not really sure what I was thinking there. And then I easily could have flashback Think Twice. Not sure what the advantages of leaving the mana open. Opponent misses yet again. Presumably he'll strike in here with the Doomed Traveler. I take one. And my opponent goes ahead and plays a Stitch Strike, exiling the Perilous Mirror. So that's definitely the one card I think this deck has a hard time dealing with, the Stitch Strike, although fortunately Chandra's Outrage does deal with it, assuming I can find one. So here obviously I'm recurring Think Twice. Obviously I guess I take that back. If I activate Morbid on Brimstone Volley, obviously it will take care of it as well. But I only have 1 red mana here. Obviously I miss as well on the Delver of Secrets. And draw into a second mountain, which actually is very nice. Now I can go ahead. I guess because I have a Delver of Secrets in hand, I'm happy to go and swing in, assuming that he will hit with the Stitch Drake. It does a point of damage, but more important, it kills the Delver. And then I can cast Brimstone Volley and get rid of the Stitch Drake. Oh, I see. I choose to use Incinerate instead, and then I can actually use Brimstone Volley on my opponent's face. Or, if like that he has a negate, I can go ahead and use Brimstone Volley. So, kind of six of one, half dozen of the other. Wouldn't have made any difference which one I played first. Interesting enough there, if I had played Incinerate on the Stitch Drake, I could then use Brimstone on my opponent, which that's probably actually the right play. So, found it that time. And then with my 1 mana, go ahead and play out my own Delver of Secrets. Once again, my opponent misses. And I don't think all game we've seen a transformed Delver yet. Opponent draws into a Sylvic Lifestaff, which is great for me because it allows me, goes ahead and turns on my Manic Vandal. And he finds a Porcelain Legionnaire as well. Now this is an interesting point. Do I destroy the Lifestaff or do I destroy the Legionnaire? Considering my board, I think destroying the Porcelain Legionnaire is going to be the right choice. This time I finally find an instant and we get to see our first transformation of the Delver. So he transforms into a 3/2. And I draw the Mana Leak, obviously. Go ahead and play out the Manic Vandal here and take out the Porcelain Legionnaire. And with my 3/2 Aberration now, assuming my opponent can't find any more of those Stitch Drakes, I should be able to start doing some pretty major damage to them. And even have the Mana Leak here. Not likely to get a lot of use out of it, but it's certainly possible. My opponent goes ahead and finds his first... Sorry. Golly. Okay, sorry about that. Goes ahead and finds his card and is able to transform his Delver as well. I go ahead and block the Doom Traveler with my Manic Vandal, and he gains the 3 life and gets the Spirit. And I draw into Think Twice. Go ahead and play that here, and find the Aether Adept, which is perfect because it allows me to bounce a Spirit token and get rid of it. So that was a very nice draw on my part. Hey, if you can't play well, it's good to be lucky. And there I go ahead, because of the life differential, could have swung in, but considering he's at 20 and I'm at 12, makes a lot more sense to just go ahead and hold back and hope to block. So he's going to equip here and finds a second Delver as well. And he, interestingly enough, he probably should have attacked there. He would have gained the life. I obviously would have traded, so I'm not sure why he didn't at that point. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get this opened and resize now. Sometimes these things are just a little awkward. I'll put it up there. Alright. So draw into a Brimstone Volley, which I will be able to use at the appropriate time. Here I can actually go ahead and swing in with the Aether Adept. I think that's the plan, and then if he kills it, it also activates Brimstone Volley. But presumably he will not block. And so I'll just hold on to it. I have Think Twice that I can recur at the end of my turn, or excuse me, the end of his turn. And he finds a Stave Off and is able to flip the other one as well. So now he's definitely starting to put a little bit of pressure on me. Here I think I have to go ahead and use Brimstone Volley. Even knowing that he has Stave Off, I'm just going to have to burn it at some point. So I go ahead and block the one here, and looks like I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, he uses Stave Off on it now. Yeah, see, that was a mistake on his point. He should have held on to that, because now what it lets me do, even though... well, it just lets me destroy the creature before he does anything. So I think that was a mistake on his part. I'm able to now go ahead and use Brimstone Volley, whereas before he could have countered it. So, and get rid of that card, waste his Stave Off, and while I still take 4 damage, I'm left with my own Flying Insect and draw into a Forbidden Alchemy, which is going to allow me hopefully to find some more gas. Oh, I go ahead and instead I recur the Think Twice. No, it's kind of, again, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Not sure if one's better than the other. Although probably their Forbidden Alchemy would have given me access to more cards. Especially since I draw an island. Definitely would have been better to cast Forbidden Alchemy. But here I just go ahead and swing in. And now it can hold up the mana. No, I'm going to go ahead and cast. Now I'm going to go ahead and cast the Forbidden Alchemy and hope I can find um, some removal. I find the Chandra's Outrage, which will be good enough. Obviously, I will bend the rest. Opponent again decides. Now, see, again, he should have swung in there because he has a much higher life total, and I'm not playing that many creatures. I think he would have been better off to go ahead and get that off the board, but and it would have turned off my Chandra's Outrage. Of course, he didn't know that, but definitely I think that would have been a better choice for him. As it is, I'm happy to go ahead and use Chandra's Outrage here. Does 2, which mostly negates the life gain that he gets from the Life Staff, and plus I'm now able to swing in for 5 damage here. So that was a pretty big swing on my part. And my opponent here has Rebuke, which I knew he had. Can't use Mana Leak here to get rid of it. So one could argue just go ahead and use the Mana Leak so that, well, no, I take it back because he has no cards in hand, so that would really be dumb. So he goes ahead and gets rid of it with Rebuke. Hit for 2. And pass turn back. Opponent goes ahead and plays Think Twice, which allows him to draw 2 cards. Doesn't find much there. I guess he just... Did he play it twice? Oh, I see. He cast Think Twice and then drew a Think Twice and then played Think Twice. So he now has 2 in his graveyard. Here, all I draw is a land, but I'm now going to have enough to be able to use the flashback cost for Forbidden Alchemy, which will be nice. Looks like I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And let's see what I find. Oh, he's going to go ahead and counter this. Oh, he uses Think Twice. I apologize. And now I'm going to go ahead and Mana Leak his first, when he flashbacks Think Twice. Alright, now Forbidden Alchemy resolves. And here, obviously, I'm going to keep the Incinerate. I'll go ahead and bend the rest of these. And we'll pass the turn back. Be nice here if I had the mana to keep up for Incinerate. He doesn't cast anything, so it doesn't end up hurting me, but be that as it may, go ahead and play Think Twice here just to see what I can find, and find another Incinerate. So I'm slowly but surely getting enough burn in hand that I'm going to be able to burn him out. Hit him for another 2. Does he have another Rebuke? He has the second Rebuke. Let's see, Mana Leak would not have helped here, so that just goes ahead and dies. And here I can go ahead and play out Think Twice. No, I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and recur the Forbidden Alchemy again. Again, I probably should have waited until the end of his turn to do it rather than doing it right here. It doesn't seem like he has much in the way of counterspells anymore. Be that as may, that's what I did. Obviously going to keep, well, I don't know. The Brimstone Volley may not be as... Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking this was a Chandra's Outrage. Yeah, Brimstone Volley is the clear keep here. Opponent finds Doom Traveler, which he immediately goes ahead and equips. Here I'm going to go ahead and play Think Twice again. And now I have 12 damage in hand. If I use an Incinerate, well, but then he gains the life, so I don't want to do that. I'll go ahead and recur the Think Twice right away, which gets me into Forbidden Alchemy. Again, for some of this, probably should have waited. And then I find, let's see, go ahead and keep the Chandra's Outrage here because I'll be able to use the Silent Departure for free. At least that's what I'm thinking now. One could make the argument just for keeping the Silent Departure, but I'll probably take the Outrage. Yeah, that makes sense. And go ahead and start using Incinerate on him now. I now have enough burn that the game is over, assuming that he does not have a counterspell. And I draw into a second Chandra's Outrage just to make sure that I am in fact going to win. So go ahead and use Chandra's Outrage to get rid of the Doom Traveler. He's going to get a Spirit Token and gain 1 life after, excuse me, I'm so sorry, nets himself 1 life between the Life Staff and the life loss from Chandra's Outrage. And then I'll go ahead and recur Silent Departure on the Spirit to get rid of it. And go ahead and hit him with another Incinerate. He finds a Porcelain Legionnaire, but it's not really going to matter. I go ahead and play out the Delver. Use Sunder's Outrage on the Porcelain Legionnaire. Again, just getting it off the board. He still nets a life, technically, but... And now, before he actually gains the 3 life, I can just go ahead and burn him out. And that is how the match ended. So, hope you enjoyed watching this. Again, I know my play wasn't the best, and I certainly apologize as well for some of my voice issues here. But anyway, I hope despite those issues you've enjoyed watching, and this has been a good showcase for this deck. I think it's going to be a strong choice going forward in the season, and I hope you will sleeve it up yourself and give it a test. So this has been Standard Pauper Deck-Tech with gwyned. Thanks for watching.